Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're well. I'm using the mic now. I will be following the upload schedule soon, or better, in the future. Just bear with me, okay? This video is learn how to use the JavaScript debugger just so you know what's going on with your code. It's so much easier to get through those errors when you're debugging and testing your code. This is an older video. This was recorded a while back to help a few folks. However, I was not good at editing, so you could not see anything that was going on the screen, and I linked the code in the description so that people can actually understand what was going on. That's not really good when you're trying to help people, so I hope you enjoy this video. Let's just jump into the video now.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Oh, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is just a spontaneous video that I wanted to film because I wanted to help folks get a better understanding of how to use the debugger and the Chrome DevTools to see what's happening in their code so that they can better understand how to solve their problems. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna go through the simple lab. Click on the book, you can read the book. Okay. Cool. I'm not going to go through the whole lab. I'm just going to go through just like simple steps that I do whenever I'm approaching one of these problems here. Cool. So now the server is running over here and we've got another tab open right over here. So I'm going to open that index.html right in this page, and here if we do Option Command J or Command Alt J, I think, for Windows, or you could just right click the page and you could view page source or inspect. Right, so here we have nothing so far. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so here is our page. If we look at our elements, we should see all this stuff over here. Awesome. Then we have our JavaScript, we have our DOM content loaded. Cool. Not even sure if I have to do any stuff inside of the DOM content loaded because of the script tag being at the bottom of the index.html. But if you're ever having trouble, that's like the first thing I always do is look at the index.html, because if we're working with JavaScript, and that means we're working with an HTML page. Okay, I apologize. I did not mean every time you're working with JavaScript, you're working with an HTML page. I mean in this specific term of web developing with just very flat HTML, JS, CSS format. I know you could be working with like Node.js, working JavaScript in the server, or you could just be writing a simple script to do something. But I digress. Let's just get back into the video. Thank you very much. Right, so why not check out that HTML page, see what we're working with before we start just like bashing out code. Cool. So now server is running on localhost 3000. We can get a list of books from localhost 3000/books, right? So we know that this is the URL, so we could just like here we go. So this is all of our books, well, the URL for it. And then if we were to just fetch these books, kind of don't like that name. I'm just gonna change it to books URL, right? Okay, and now we have another then, and then this is books data, right? So we have our books data. Now I see a lot of you doing just like a cheeky little console log in here. And that's fine, but if we just put a debugger in our code, right, then we have access to all of the variables that we have over here, right? You go in your console. Right now we have access to books data because that is the name of the parameter for the callback, right? This could be anything. We could name this chicken. It'll still be the data that is returned from this resolved promise here. Right, so if we do books data, we can see all of our data here. We can open this up. See, now we have an array of objects, right? The first thing we notice is that we have an array with 10 items inside. We open that up. Each item is an object with an ID, a title, an image URL, description, and then we also have some users, right? Which is also an array with 2 items. Right now, these are the 2 users. Boom, boom. See, we have access to all this information. We have the debugger, right? If we wanted to test out some code right here, we could do books data and right, for each book we can just right, let's see, does this do anything? Sweet, we can get all the titles just by doing that. So just by like messing around in this console with the debugger, I can get so much information out of our data. I know how I can access each item, like a specific attribute in each item of the array now. And if I need to manipulate the DOM and add any of these elements on in a particular way, I know exactly how I need to access it, right? So we have books data. We can even just like look over here. We have books data.forEach. Book, right? We can even just like slap book on DOM, right? So this can be a method that we make over here. So this is a method that takes in a book object, right? And with that book object, we'll write some code here that'll create an element, populate the element with information from the book object, slap that element on the DOM, right? These are some simple steps that we can take. Right here, we still have access to all of these, right? We have the lists panel, the UL, and the list over here. This is an ID. If this is a list of books that we want to set over here, then we can just quickly assign these to variables. Book list, right? And this is gonna be we're gonna query select the list, right? So that's the book list. It seems like there's another there's another div here with an ID that we might want to use. So it's probably a good idea to just grab that. I don't know, book panel. I guess that's a good name for it. Show panel. Okay, well, I'm gonna change it to show book panel. Oh, shoke. Oh, shoke. I'm sorry. Disculpa. Cool. So now we have these up here. If we want to do anything, we can just do it right here. This is slap book on DOM. I'm gonna change it to slap book li on DOM, because it's a list item that we're making that we need to put on the DOM, and we can see that over here. So right, let's make it. Book list item is an li. So we have an li tag, and now we want to just give it the name of the book. So right now, book list item dot inner text. We're gonna set that to, right now, I'm gonna open up this book object actually, because right now we know that a book object, since we're messing around, do books data x0. We've opened up this book object. I'm gonna clear this actually, and I'm gonna do this again. Here we go. Right, we have a description, ID, image URL, title. Right now, I think I would like to keep this ID, and I'd also like to grab the title from the book. So, ID and the title. This is destructuring. Oops. There we go. So this is just using destructuring, saying, since this is an object, I just want these two values from our object. So we're setting our title over here. And then I also want to add a data set. Now continue, sorry about the abrupt stop. I forgot that we have stand downs at 5:30 and it was stand down time. But those are wrapped up and we can keep going. So we give it a title to this book list item. Whoops. There we go. And then we also give it a data set so we can use this ID here. So the way we do that, book list item dot data set dot data set ID, I think that'd be fine, and we'll set that to the ID. Cool. So now we have these all set, and let's see if it works. We can comment out this debugger. And let's refresh our page. Is it working? SQL list. 1 second. Bringing this back in because I just got clocked. Let's see what this guy is. Oh, beautiful. I forgot to actually slap it on the DOM. So that would be just over here. Sorry, this goes over here, and then we slap it on the DOM. That's my bad. I'm human. We all make mistakes. So I'm leaving this in, and I don't care. This is also good for you to see. You know, I'm a human too, okay? So there we go. We're appending it to our book list. And child book. Ooh. Book list item. Beautiful. Ain't she a beaut? Boom. Okay, cool. So now we have all of our books. The titles of said books are right over here. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that groovy? Can we do a little celebration? Let's do a little dance. 5-second dance break. Okay, dance break is up. We fetched our books. We made our book list. Boom, boom. Right, and now you want to be able to click on a book and see the thumbnail, description, and a list of users who have liked said book. This tells me that each list item needs its very own event listener, right? So possibly, so this book list item needs its own specific event listener. We can start doing that right now. Here, for deliverable 2, add event handler, add event listener, and let's say this is going to be click, because that's what we want to do. We want to click on it, and then once we click on it, we're going to want to grab the information from this UL, and then we want to populate our show book panel with it. See, does it give us any specs on how to design it, or check that index.html show panel. What we'll do is we can fetch one book, it takes an ID and it will fetch a book. And we can debugger right here. So see, every step of the way we are debugging. Sorry folks, we've done this. This fetch one book will still stand. What I'm gonna do is add an event listener to book list. Right, and that'll be click, and real quick, I'm just gonna plop the debugger in here. Cool, cool, I hope that's cool with you. Boom, we have a debugger. Now we can start testing stuff out. We have this event, target, boom. Our event.target is right here. I added an event listener to here, to the book list, and I'm able to access the event.target. Now, if we didn't want to get that book list, we can also do that. If we wanted to see what the whole list looks like, then we do event.currentTarget. Cool, but event.target has what we want. So event.target also has a data ID, right? Event.target, how do we get that? We just do dataset.id. Boom. Nice 4. And that is going to be what we want to use to fetch one book. And then we will want to use that book data to show all the book's information. Cool? Cool. So we know what we want from here is it's a number here. So let us fetch one book with the event.target.dataset.id. That's how we'll fetch one book. Cool, we fetch one book, and now we have another debugger that we should get once we fetch that one book. Boom. So we hit that debugger while we're trying to fetch one book, and let's see what book data is. Book data is gonna be this one book with an ID of 6, title of Whispers, description, when her father decides to run for God. Okay, cool. And it's got some users over here. It has an image URL. Sweet. So now we have, now we know what the book data looks like. We have the ID, title, description. What do we want to show right now? Boom. The thumbnail, description, and a list of users who have liked the book. Cool. Cool. So thumbnail is an image, so we're gonna want an image tag. Boom. We also want a p tag for the description. And what else do we want? We want a list of the users. So that is going to be a UL tag. UL tag. I'm going to try to be more descriptive with the variable names. And this is going to be the description p tag, and that is going to be the thumbnail image tag. Cool. So we created these things. UL. Right. So we've created all the things, and next we want the image source to be our book data. So we could do that same destructuring thing right over here actually. So let's see what this has. It has its title, description, ID. So let's grab it all. ID, title, description, image, URL, as well as the users. Boom. This is everything we need here. We're gonna make this the image URL. So how we do this, we have to create the necessary tags. We need to, let's append them real quick, or we can do that last. Tags to the show book panel. Show book panel. And here is putting all the information, the tags. So that's the thumbnail. We want the description p tag dot inner text to equal our description. We might have wanted the title somewhere, yeah. Okay. Title is gonna be H2. Cool. Right, so that is the title. H2 tag is gonna be. The title H2 tag is going to be title text. Right, so we have the title, and then we have the thumbnail, title, description. Last thing we want is our users to have like a list of users. So this is a UL. We're also going to want to iterate through all the users. Right, let us, for every user, we're going to want to create an li tag. And then we also want to give it the user's name. Now, how does that look? Users. Give us the last one, and the attribute is called username. Cool. So we're gonna give the user's name, user li dot inner text, user dot username. I might do this thing also. Whoops. I might do this thing also because it also has an ID and a username. So now we can just do username here. Bad, folks. My bad. Hell bad. Okay. Just want the username. Give it the user's name. Append it to our user's UL tag. Okay. We're appending that to the user li. So now this has everything that we need. So we do that, and then once we have done all of that, then we can append all of our tags to the show book panel. They all have to get appended to our show book. So let's do show book panel and child. It's not happening the way that I would like, but that's fine. Okay, and then we can always just come over here and tab it a bit. Cool. This will fix everything. Beautiful. Cool, so now we append everything there. Let's see what happens when we start using this code. We'll comment out the debugger. We will refresh the page and click on this, and here we go. Ooh. Alright, cool. So it's just adding everything. Alright, we'll just make a method. Clear show book panel. We'll just we're just gonna clear it out. Boom. Okay, so now when we do that, it'll just clear it, and voila. I hope that this helped you kind of get a sense of using the debugger to have a complete understanding of the information that you're getting back, and then making steps to build out your code. Instead of just bashing out a whole bunch of code blindly, if we take a few seconds in the beginning to see what we're working with and understand the information that we have, it makes it so much easier to work with it instead of it, working against us. Okay, that is about it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to turn up, tell people you care about that you care about them, and I will see you next time I post.